I got into detailing. I was taking a summer job while I was in college, playing football, needed some money, and then one of my best friends, his dad owned a used car dealership, and just went over there and started working and just fell in love with it, loved the grind, loved the hustle, being up on my feet every day, and seeing the results of the work that I would provide every day and seeing a customer happy. When I decided that I wanted to run my business full-time, it was about 2 years ago. I was sitting at a desk selling insurance, and I just looked at everything and looked at that desk, looked at that computer. I said, this isn't me. My name is Brewer, owner of Next Level Auto Detailing, located in Martinsburg, West Virginia. My favorite part about Martinsburg, West Virginia is the relationships. It's a small town, tight-knit community. Have a lot of good relationships that I've built over the years from a kid, and now being a business owner, those relationships just have grown stronger. My favorite service that I like to offer is paint correction. Yeah, I like seeing the results, bringing a car that is scratched, marred up, seeing that results of bringing that gloss back in the paint. And, the biggest thing is I think that's a service that really shows the results of, what we offer, and, seeing the customer's face. And man, that's my vehicle. That's what I love. My main goal with a client, whenever they come for delivery day, I always walk around the vehicle with them. I'm always very honest with them. If there's something I miss, please be honest with me. Please let me know. Because, I'd rather, once that job is finished and completed and you leave, I want it to be where, hey, you're so satisfied, you don't have to call me back again. But, if something happens with it, we always, take it back in, we'll fix it, we'll do whatever just to make, the customer happy. But customer satisfaction, we believe in that 100% guarantee on anything. There's always super honest, we're always very upfront, but I want it to look the way I would if I paid for it. So that's really what it comes down to. Vehicles are an investment, and they have to look, like that investment. That's a lot of money you put into it. So I always try to take extra care and just make sure, very honest up front, no hidden anything. I heard about CarPro, get in with CQUARTZ. I worked for David Mefford for about 3 or 4 months. Started working under him, learning paint correction, ceramic coatings. I knew a little bit about it, but when I started working with him, really gave me that top tier information for me to take, my skills to the next level. And working with CQUARTZ has been great. It's a heck of a product. So being a part of the CQUARTZ community, if I have an issue, need some information, the greatest thing is that I can pick up the phone and call anybody and say, hey, I'm having this issue. Or I need some information on this. How do I apply this to help a customer out? And anybody within our network is always there to help me out, to provide the best results for one of my customers, or just operations within my business. But everybody is always there to help me out whenever I need them, and that's the beautiful thing about it, especially being so new, with my business being so young. I think that's why I've taken the steps that I had, is because I have this whole community with me. The interaction with Corey and applying for the CQUARTZ connection, I guess you would say. One of the people that kind of, helped me out was David Mefford, kind of said, hey, it was pretty extensive. I was really nervous when I applied and put in my application. I checked back every single day and trying to figure out, did I make it or did I not? Or, what's the next step? But no, it's an extensive process. I was pretty nervous going into it, because I want to be with this network, and, I'm like, did I do all the right things to get in? So apparently I did. So I'm happy that, I guess whatever I did, it worked. VERGE has been great. The information, it's almost, I believe in becoming my best self and learning all this information. I'm a young cat in the game, and learning all this information from these guys has just been, it's almost overwhelming, but a good overwhelming wealth of information. So it's been great, and I'm excited to get back home once I get out of Kansas and start taking all this information I've learned and apply it to my business. My favorite part about VERGE so far this year is the personal accounts from the speakers. I think they've given us plenty of information that I can take back home and I can use immediately. It's a good app. It's great information, but it's applicable to anything that I'm using. So any information that I get, I'm excited to take it back home, and I'm really excited to see the results of the information I got. And free information that you're never going to get anywhere else, and you're learning from the best. The environment of VERGE, I'm kind of a up close and personal. I'm always kind of consider myself a social weirdo. I'll come up and talk to anybody and, you know, ask them questions and all that other stuff, and I don't really think anybody's it's kind of awesome because I'm around all the social weirdos here. Somebody's like, hey, you're a new face. They'll come up and start asking me questions, and we'll start talking to each other. And it's pretty cool. Everybody's open, and you know, they're willing to talk to somebody that's new. I'm the new kid on the block, and it feels like I'm on my first day of school, but everybody's, you know, really welcoming. It's nothing to be nervous about, which is great. Everybody's really awesome, so I appreciate it. My biggest passion outside of Next Level Auto Detailing is my family. My wife is actually who's really helped me take this leap with everything. You know, I just like spending time with my wife, my two dogs, my two labs at home. Also, I coach a flag football team, run a flag football team back home, NFL flag organization. Just giving back to the community, you know, working with young athletes and, you know, helping them out and with their careers, just like, you know, somebody did with me when I was younger. Whenever I stressed out or, you know, kind of looking for answers, I just look back at my life. And, you know, being an athlete, I've been through a lot of tough things, through a lot of tough things in my life. I've been there before, you know, and that's what I always tell myself when I'm running my business, running into a stressful situation. I've been there before. There's nothing that I haven't been through, that I haven't faced before, and this is part of the business. If I'm not uncomfortable, I'm not gonna grow. If I'm not failing, then I'm never gonna learn. So that's kind of where I go into it. It's giving myself grace that, you know, we're not perfect, but in order for me to strive to be perfect, I have to fail at some point. So it's just giving yourself grace and not being hard on yourself. And, you know, we're all gonna make mistakes, but you just gotta understand in order to get to where you need to fail. And that's really what it comes down to for me. What I would give to an up and coming detailer in this industry, it's all on your prep. It could be you prepping a car for paint protection film. It could be prepping a window for tint. It could be prepping the paint for ceramic coating. That's the service. You got to prep for it, okay, to get the best results. But, you know, that applies to, you know, you being able to offer that service. You got to prepare. You got to train. You got to be the best version of yourself. But it all comes down to your prep, and it all comes down to the hard work. You can't skip that. You gotta prep it. You gotta work hard. And if you're not doing the proper preparation and putting in the hard work, you're never going to get the results that you're looking for. So you can't skip that ever. Where I see Next Level Auto Detailing heading in the next 5 years, we are a growing community. I believe in the last 10 years with the census, we've had 100,000 people, brand new people moving from the DMV area to Martinsburg, West Virginia. So we're growing immensely. So right now we're pretty top tier with, you know, detailing companies around, but, you know, I just want to refine my product. You know, I want to prepare, work a lot harder, and get to where I need to be in the next 5 years to be like, you know, some of these guys that are, you know, at the top face of, you know, Car Pro within my community. But just being able to offer, you know, better service with paint protection film, you know, it's more expertise, more experience. You know, with the tinting, just all that stuff, just refining everything and just being as professional as I can be. And I guess I'll just see where it takes me. I'm excited, but, you know, there's going to be a lot of preparation and hard work that goes into it. So that's the job is going to have to be done day in and day out, and getting better every day. That's the goal. My name is Brewer, owner of Next Level Auto Detailing, and I am Team CQUARTZ.